Hey there! So today we have another review. This is a beer from Jester King. This is Snorkel or Snörkel with the umlaut. I don't know who knows. This is a low ABV beer, but this is a farmhouse ale brewed with smoked sea salt and oyster mushrooms, and they're native yeast and mixed fermentation stuff. So this comes highly recommended. One of my best friends recommends this one. People on Instagram recommend it. Scott, Master Throne, study with, recommended it. I've actually never had it. I've actually had a bunch of Jester King. Jester King was getting really popular when I got into craft beer. And this one I never tried, but very curious about it. Never had this one. So beer is really light and straw in color. Medium to medium minus haze on it. Obviously quite hazy. I assume there's very pale, so I assume there's a good amount of weeder oats in here. More eggshell white head. Yeah, on the aroma, that is funky. Oh, another one who likes it. Augie Carton loves this beer. It smells like dirt. Yeah, mushroomy. Yeah, dirt. Sorry, am I shaking the camera with that? Yeah, it smells like dirt. A little bit dirty, a little bit mushroomy. Pretty nice with how it just sits on the. There's also that kind of Belgian kind of phenolic thing going on, a little bit of that kind of plasticky band-aid thing. Actually plays well with the mushroom thing, so pretty nice. A little bit yeasty, a little bit bready. Oh yeah, that's just a really nice, pretty beer. It's like a 4.3%, kind of this nice, kind of pretty beer. Really spritzy carbonation on that one. Crackery doing malts. Really nice salinity to balance it out. I guess the umami, something like salt. Some people sort of confuse umami and salt, and I sort of probably have that issue because umami just comes with salt, right? Umami hits with mushrooms, salty mushrooms. You never get sweet mushrooms, right? Umami hits with tonkatsu broth and Parmesan cheese, Doritos, which is literally just an umami bomb for days, but it's quite salty as well. But am I supposed to get umami? It's weird to get umami in a beer because umami would sit weird with something that is light, liquid, not fatty, not quite salty. I mean, they add salt in it, so yeah, I guess there is some salt, but also it's carbonation with it too. It's not a context you get umami in, right? Beer is just not a context you ever get umami, or ideally. Well, you could actually with some stout. So I've gotten umami before. You're right. So at least a pale beer. So pale beer with umami, huh? It's fun. It's fun. It's just a crushable, drinkable beer. For me, crazy enough, I actually might like the Colonel Toby and the Petit Prince more than this. But it's very tasty. It's very, very tasty. I mean, this beer is literally the ABV of Bud Light, 4.3%, and has so much character. If we could just really brew beers at this ABV and mass produce it, why would people bother? Why would people bother? Because you can forget this beer just like Bud Light. Yeah, I could. You give me a shaker pint of this guy, I would just crush and not think about it, and it wouldn't have to be ice cold and would not have the off flavors that Bud Light has. And it's just dumb. It's just dumb. Really nice, kind of just crackery, spritzy. I find the bitterness actually comes in here a little bit. Um, yeah, there's solid bitterness here. Yeah, these Just King beers noticeably have a American hoppiness to them. I find that maybe some other, even American breweries John Pumpkin or Hill Pumpkin and stuff, they just for a tiny beer like this, 4.3, there is a medium to medium plus lingering bitters. They definitely IBU'd up. It's pretty good. A beer this tiny, I would argue this beer probably has 30 IBUs. Yeah, 30 IBU. I would say this is just as bitter like Pilsner Qual. It is solidly bitter. 30 to 45 IBUs. Yeah. So, and the mushrooms offer this really nice kind of fruity sweetness. It's almost like apples and pears. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Quite watery as well, like aqueous on finish. Doesn't have any like harsh edges to it. Really tasty. I guess the harsh edge would be the bitterness. If you're not okay with bitterness, you're not gonna like this because it is a tiny beer with a solid amount of bitterness. So like, I guess a Bud Light drinker wouldn't like this, but the amount of character is so delicious in my mind because I'm able to accept the bitterness. But then it's such a tasty beer in general. It's like, why even drink beer? Macro lager at that ABV when you have such delicious stuff like this. Snörkel is very delicious. Snörkel, Snörkel. I still want to say I like the other beers more. It's just up there. And it's like smoked sea salt. Yeah, that's the other thing I was looking for. There's like a phenolic in there. I was like thinking it was a yeast, but it's got a little acrid character to it, like a little burnt tire thing that's like right there. That like the nuance in this beer is really fun. I like these kind of beers. Still absolutely delicious. We're gonna go with a mm, mm, savory umami with the smoked salt. Yeah, it does hit the nose I like. I'm good with a really solid 97. 97 that's Snörkel from Jester King. Absolutely delicious. Absolutely fantastic. Love it. Until next time, guys. Cheers later. This is a killer. This is really good. It's fun because like I was not quite impressed at first, but then the palate sort of evolves on the palate, or the flavors sort of evolve in the palate. It keeps growing. That's a fun beer. Really fun. Until next time, guys. Cheers. And nice time later.